Good morning, everyone. I know it is the morning, but I chose kind of in between. I didn't want to go as early as 9 o'clock, but I didn't want to go late either. So I hope this is a good time for you all. I'm definitely a morning person. Um, I usually have the morning campus class, but this month I have the night class, which is kind of cool. It's a difference. Um, I liked how comfortable we were at night, so I'm enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So before we begin, what I usually do is get a feel for the room and see if there's any feedback or echoing in the background. So I'm gonna count down from 3 and open all your mics. So once I hit 1, if you guys would say good morning to each other. So in 3, 2, 1. Morning.
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 Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. There's no feedback. Do you guys hear any echoes?
No.
No,
All right.
No.
I do
Very
not.
awesome. All right, so I will keep the microphones open just to give you a feel of what GoTo is all about. You all have a control panel in front of you, and that control panel has everyone that's in the class, and then it also has a few things that you can do while you're in the chat room. The very last arrow, which some of you found already, is called chat. So if you click on that arrow, a chat box comes up. This is where you can ask a question, you can make a comment. I will tell you that being the only person that conducts this, the chat box goes by very, very quickly. So, out of frustration, and I understand, um, it's not that I'm ignoring you. And if you do have a pressing question, just type it in again, or you can use the button underneath the names. There's a button that looks like a hand and has an arrow going through it. So if you would all locate the arrow and press it for me, just to see that you all know where it is. Awesome. Awesome. So what this does for me is it gives me a visual, and I can see who has a question, and when I'm finished with a sentence that I'm saying, or if someone has finished their comment, then I can go over and address your question or comment. Cool?
Cool.
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 Okay, so I will do that. So really, what today is, I'm not gonna keep you guys for the whole time. What I like to do is I'm introducing this as an option for you. So we're not together for a long time. You know, we're only together for a little under 6 hours a week. And it's really difficult to get through all the material and to have to go through the assignments. Um, and I understand that, but know that you have all these assets that you can use throughout the entire month. You have the instructions, you have the rubric, you have your classmates to turn to, and you also have this. So if you are not understanding something, or it's a little unclear, or you have an idea but you want to know if you're going in the right direction, all you have to do is either message me on the platform or email me and say, hey, Miss P, you know, I have this time to this time. Can we meet and go over what the assignment is? or can you take a look at this and let me know if I'm going in the right direction? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Awesome. So I offer this every single month, and only a few take advantage of it. And it really is a great way for us to connect with each other. Even if you want to get a group of people together to, you may have the same questions, and we can meet in here and bless you. We can meet in here and knock it out. Also, the reason why I do this is in week 4, it's basically presentations. It's live presentations. We have a fairly small class. I'm used to, like I said, anywhere from 75 to maybe over 100. So it's kind of impossible to do live presentation, like get all live presentations. So the GoTo session is an option for the final presentation. I won't go into explaining all those logistics right now because we're only in week 1. However, this will be an option for you to come in to a session like this and present your presentation as if you were in front of the class. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We have someone having trouble getting in, so let me just address this real quick. Let's see if I can use this. Okay. Did you guys have any trouble getting into the room, or you got in really fairly quickly?
It was kind of easy.
Yeah, I got in pretty quickly.
Awesome. Oops. I've got the, oh. Just bear with me. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to give him the opportunity to come join us. And wow, this is obnoxiously big. He's going to think that I'm screaming at him. Okay, that should work. Cool. Okay. So I do this for now. I've done this the last few weeks of bringing everybody in so they get used to what a GoTo session is like. I'm not too sure, but I believe that Psychology of Play has a session each week that you go to. So, and I believe that is the case going forward in your program. It's used as a supplementary way for you to connect with your instructors. Okay, with that said, I just want a few things because I know the first day is a little bit overwhelming. It's a lot of information all at once, and we don't get to everything, unfortunately. So I wanted to go a little bit over what the main assignment is, and I wanted to introduce what the integrative learning activities are. So, first and foremost, I give praise where praise is due, and I've been on the community discussion board since this morning. I love it. I love that you are already being proactive, especially that you are a campus class, and campus class usually views a community discussion board as why do we need to do this because we're live in class. So I just want to thank you for being participants. There are so many insightful things that you are saying already. I love that there is this air of self-awareness, and be proud of yourself. Be proud of that fact. It takes some a lifetime to figure out what you guys have figured out already in day one of Full Sail. So bravo to you. And my hope is that you will keep up that momentum and you will keep that conversation going and connect with each other. Already, I'm seeing interaction. I'm seeing those of you that are asking questions and prompting that conversation. That's awesome. The more that you do that, the more that you're going to get from this class. Not just this class, but the entire program. So like I said the first day, there is academics, of course. There are assignments and there are benchmarks that you have to meet, but it's so beyond that. It's so much beyond assignments and discussion boards. It's building relationships and forming those strong connections and working with people that may be your ticket to stardom when you get out of here, and know that people are observing all the time, and you never know who you're going to impress. You never know who you're going to have their attention. So utilize that to your advantage. Just as a review, the discussion board. Remember that the discussion board, what I'm looking for is that you get that initial post up by Wednesday evening at 11:59 p.m. There are some people that have already posted, and once we get out of here, you'll start to see my comments on the discussion board. And then it will be open until Sunday, so you'll have until Sunday to add anything that you want to add and respond to your classmates. The standard, and this is meeting the requirements, is 2 of your classmates, is responding to at least 2 of your classmates. That's meeting the requirements. That is middle ground if you look at the rubric. If you are shooting for the stars and you are shooting for that exceptional part of that rubric, then you need to go above and beyond to get those points. And going above and beyond is meeting the requirements and then some. So responding to at least 2 of your classmates, you've done what you're supposed to do. But if you respond to more than 2 of your classmates, that is exceptional. That is going to get you that A+. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe I am. I'm not going to shame you, but I respond to everybody. So you can do this. You can definitely do this. And just think about how enriching that is for not only for your personal growth, but for theirs too. You're interacting with each other, you're giving each other encouragement, you're offering new perspectives, you have the potential of finding like-minded people that you potentially want to work with. So the more interaction, the more open you're leaving yourself to build those relationships. Okay. Before I get into the assignment, I want to bring your attention to the learning activity. Okay? and of course, I have to do one more step. So don't pay attention. You guys will be just clicking into the assignment. So you'll just click into it like normal. Unfortunately, I have to go through and edit. Okay, so here we go. We have visual storytelling part 1. So the fact that there is a part 1, expect a part 2 that comes in week 2. And the idea behind this activity, which you are going to be subjected to once you start reading the chapters in Resonate and Slidology, is Nancy is all about the story. And tomorrow's lecture is all about the story and knowing the basic elements of a story. But before you could really understand how impactful you can be, you have to know that everybody learns and absorbs information differently. We're in this world, of course, and blessed with technology. And more of the population of society is visual. They obtain things visually more than they do in the written word or even the spoken word. Now, I'm not saying that words aren't impactful. They are. There are amazing wordsmiths, probably right in this room, that can paint a picture with their words far better than any image can portray or convey their message. But what Nancy talks about is a balance of both. It's a balance of the personal story that you present with your words and your story, and then it's balanced with the visual story, using images to enhance or complement what you're saying. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all this assignment is, all this activity is that you have your story in your mind. Look for 6 to 10 images that relay your story through visuals only.
That's
So
cool.
you're not writing out your story. Your story is in your head, and you're choosing images that will tell the story that's in your head and your heart through images. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I believe
Yes.
so.
Awesome. Okay. So this is meant to be relaxed. It's meant for you to explore your power of storytelling. It's meant for you to tweak your skills and put them to the test. So I was able to research a Web 2.0 tool called You Tell Story. And right here has the tutorial that you can go. It's only, I believe it's only 3 minutes, the tutorial. It's very easy. It's very user-friendly. And you actually might get addicted to it and create like all these slideshows for your friends and family. Just saying. But it's very user-friendly, and you're going out and exploring images that would best tell your story. So this could be a combination of visuals that you have, your original photos that you have in your library. And it could also come from Connect to our library resources. And you could use images from, say, Flickr or Google Images, as long as you are giving credit where credit is due. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, once you do that, it's going to generate a URL or a link, and all you have to do is share that on the discussion board. So this is pretty much set up like a discussion, and you'll share your link, and your classmates are going to go in and view your visual story, and then you'll conversate back and forth with each other and see how well you did. So once you post your story, sit back and just observe what your peers are kind of guessing about what your story is based on your images. And what this is going to do for you is to see how strong you are in conveying your message in a visual way. Cool?
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I tried this out the first time last month, and I loved it. I really loved it. And everyone had fun with it. It was really cool to see the interaction and just self-reflection. Understand, like it's a little victory when someone else recognizes what you're trying to say, and knowing that you did a good job conveying your message, and your peers got it based on what you delivered. So again, just have fun with it, and it's meant to be creatively free. Just want to point this out at the end. Integrative learning activities are connected with attendance hours, as I discussed in our lecture yesterday. So know that completing this assignment equals 4 hours of class. And I didn't mention this part yesterday, and I apologize because we just got into conversation, but 4 hours is the limit that you can miss from class unexcused. And think about it. It really is, if you think about it, 4 hours is a fourth of the class. We only have you for 6 hours a week, so 4 hours is a huge chunk to be out of class. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you stay on top of these hours, and they're always listed in the objective for the assignment, so you will always know how much they count. Cool?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, any questions on that?
No.
No? Okay, cool. Moving on. Okay, so the professional analysis assignment. Okay. TED.com is the center of this assignment. So what I want you to do, I'm going to break it down for you on this, and of course this is recorded, so you'll be able to refer back to it. But what I want you to do at this step because as I said, everything goes in order, and if you pace yourself and give yourself that time management skill, you will kill this class. You'll be able to do this blindfolded, and have no stress on the weekend. Trust me. So the first thing that I recommend that you do for this assignment before you get into the meat and potatoes of it is visit TED.com. What that's going to do is it's going to open up this library. It's going to introduce you to what TED is and is all about. And just go in and explore TEDs that would interest you. And it could be just the title that connects with you. And know that TED pretty much has everything. Anywhere from beatboxing to the black hole of space. There is such a wide range of interest and intrigue, inspiration, knowledge, um, motivational. It has everything. So pretty much, if you think of it, if you think of an interest and you type that in, most likely there'll be a TED that complements that. So my advice to you when it comes to just starting out is go and explore TED and look at 3. This assignment requires that you look at 3 TED Talks and bookmark them. Maybe watch one of them and have that throughout the week. Yes, so there's analysis of 3 TED Talks. Cool so far?
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, so let's bring these up. Okay. And as always, I'm sorry I'm flipping back and forth. As always, at the bottom there's the instructions, there's the rubric, and there's also an FAQ sheet that has questions from previous classes that may, if you refer to it, it may answer your question before you even reach out to myself or your peers. Okay, so this is the breakdown. Step 1 is pretty much you have these 3 TEDs that you are looking at. And what step 1 is you are evaluating these TEDs. Evaluating is different than summary. Okay, so let's go here first. What is a summary? What are you asked to do if you summarize a piece of work?
Giving a brief detail.
Okay, giving them a brief detail. Pretty much, saying what it's about, who the characters are, a brief synopsis of the story, stuff like that. In evaluation, the main purpose of this assignment is that you are placed in the shoes of the audience. And in tomorrow's lecture, it's centered around the idea that the audience is your hero. In order to understand that fully and be aware of it when you become the presenter, is to fully immerse yourself as the audience member. Okay, so this assignment is designed for you to observe and look for things that you need as an audience member. Makes sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, So you are going to evaluate the presenter by picking out things that they do effectively or even ineffectively. You know, looking for things like visual storytelling and emotions and how they are engaging the audience, you know, so on and so forth. So evaluating is really, you know, how well have they done their job or didn't do their job. The cool thing about these assignments is that once you download the instructions, it has every single assignment has this. There are guided questions. So my advice to you guys to organize yourself is have these questions in front of you when you're watching the TED. Have them in your head. And this, all these right here, oops, I just moved everything. All these questions right here is what you need in order to make a strong evaluation of the presentation. Cool?
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay. So what I'm looking for is, I'm not looking for you to just list these questions and answer them. I'm looking for that evaluation. So you're using these questions to write up your evaluation. And it's kind of, they kind of act like a checklist. Okay, I talked about whether the presentation was powerful or moving, and I illustrated why. I talked about how the content is appealing, and I'll give you a mental checklist that you hit all these benchmarks in step 1. Cool?
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. Step 2 is now you're creating a document. And after we get out of this session and I render the video and post it on my YouTube channel, I'm going to be sending out an email and announcement. I mentioned this yesterday. This email announcement will have examples of what this document could look like. And again, you have the freedom. You have the freedom of using the medium of choice. Whatever your skill level is at, or whatever you feel comfortable of using, use it. So I know that much of our class is film. If you love to use those programs and you're awesome at editing and incorporating audio and video, use it. Use it. So you will see that I offer some suggestions on programs that you can use. Know that you are not pigeonholed in any one of those. Ooh, I'm hearing my echo voice. All right, one more. I'm gonna mute you for a second, and if you have a question, just use your hand button. Okay, that's better. Oh my God, that's so weird hearing my voice back at myself. Okay. So in this announcement, it's going to have suggestions of programs that you could use. By all means, explore. I give you the freedom to explore things that you want to use in the future. So you do not have to use any of the programs that are depicted in the example. They are there just to give you a visual of what you can do with the assignment. Okay? And then you have step 3. Step 3 is important because what it does, it allows me to see where you're at. It allows me to see that you are understanding the concepts that Nancy is teaching us through the chapters. And what I recommend that you do, there isn't any list. There isn't any one list that has qualities or techniques. It's up to you as the observer to look at them and utilize concepts that have been introduced in the chapters. So for example, if one of your qualities, you decide that captivating is one of the words that you'd like to use, or one of the qualities that you'd like to use, you would then go in to the presentations that you watched and offer examples of how the presenter was captivating. It doesn't mean that every single one of your presenters was captivating and you need to use all 3. It's just that you need an example to illustrate the fact that you made that observation. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, so you need not to drive yourself nuts and make sure that every single quality has a thread throughout all of the presentations. Absolutely not. That would drive you nuts. I actually encourage you to utilize TEDs that are different from each other. What that does for you is gives you a wider range of tools that you can use for yourself once you become the presenter. So I encourage you to not pigeonhole yourself in one subject or one way of presenting. Explore out there. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is an infographic. This is, you've done the minimum requirements. You have completed the minimum requirements. You have the title of the TED and a link that goes with it. So what I mean by link, the URL where the TED is hosted. This gives myself and your peers the opportunity to go look at the TED if they so choose to. An image that will complement what you are saying in your evaluation. This can range anywhere from, okay, I'm taking a screenshot of the place in the TED Talk where this person talks about what I'm talking about, or it could be that the presenter referenced a unicorn in his or her presentation to illustrate how magical and powerful our creativity could be. And you could use an image of a unicorn to illustrate that fact, that presenter used that as a symbol or analogy. Makes sense? Cool. Okay. And then last but not least, make sure that you have 10 qualities, that you're referencing 10 qualities based on your observations, based on your evaluations. And please make sure that you are supporting them with examples from the presentation. If you are just listing qualities without any explanation, that does not show me that you understand the concept or you were able to make this solid observation within the presentation. Cool? James, perfect question. It means 10 qualities total. So not 30 in total, 10 qualities total. And what all you need to do is have an example from any one of those presentations to support your answer. Yes, thank God. And I will tell you this, I would never torture you guys like that. And then you have to think about myself as the instructor. Now, there's 42 of us in the campus class, but then I also have a 30 in my online class. Could you imagine going through 30 qualities for each of you? It's crazy. So what I'm looking for is kind of that common thread throughout the presentation, and that you're able to ultimately understand that concept and pick it out in a presenter. So in turn, when it's your turn to be that mentor and that presenter, you can utilize what you gathered in your own plans. Cool? Cool. Okay. The last thing, before I show you where you can access lynda.com and you can access the library resources, I want to tell you that this is the standard naming convention, and this is not my slide. It doesn't have my name on it, but it's okay. Same concept. Just think, as an instructor, if I received 75 assignments that were named the exact same thing, how easy is my life? Will I be able to decipher what file belongs to whom? No. It may be possible, but it will take me a long time to go through it. Yes, it would be difficult. It would take me a long time to match the file with the name. And that's if you placed your name somewhere on your project. If there's not a name on the project, then it's even more difficult. So this is pretty standard throughout your entire program here. And it's asking for your last name, first name, assignment name. Now, I go one step further to make it easy. You could just put the number of the assignment, and that's all. Your first and last name, your last and first name, and the assignment number, and you're good. Any questions on that? Cool. Okay. Let's see if I can get to connect. Okay. I will take you through Connect. Okay, we're all familiar with this page, yes? Cool. okay? And over here by my courses, it will give you the links to your current classes. So it's your way to get into CRP with me, and it's your way to get into psychology of play if you are also in that class, okay? Connect is wonderful. It really is. There's no pun intended, but it's how you could connect with everybody on campus. It's a way to find out what's going on at Full Sail, and I will tell you there's something going on every single week. There is guest speakers, there's seminars, there's game nights, there is open mic nights at the Treehouse Cafe. There's always something going on. I will tell you from experience that people that are further in the program, they want you to pick their brain. They want to share their experience. They want to share what they've learned. They want to give you the excitement that they have. You know, and not sugarcoat anything, because they will tell you that they worked hard and that it takes a lot of patience and determination and hard work to get where they are. But it's invigorating and it's motivational, and you get to see where you can be down the road. So Connect is a great place to meet people on and around campus. Going to these open mic nights, going to the movie nights, going to the game nights, that's also an amazing way to meet people around campus. So enough of that preaching. I will tell you that I wanted to show you Linda and I wanted to show you the library. They happen to be very close to each other because they're both L's on the alphabet. But you would go to organizations, you can fast track to L, and here's the library, and here's Linda. Okay, Linda, as I told you yesterday, is a great resource. It's a great place for you to expand and explore. So there may be things that you will be subjected to further on in the program, and how cool would it be that you've already had a taste of it and you can't understand the basics about the program before you get your hands dirty in it. And then the extra added bonus is you now have these in your toolbox. You now have this experience, you have the education, and you have the proof that you have this education. So it's an amazing resource to have. Okay, so you would, just in case you missed that, you would go over to the L's, click on the Linda icon. It gives you a little breakdown of what it is, and then you would hit the button Access Linda. And it'll take a moment. Okay, so here is lynda.com. It may, because I'm already signed in, it may ask you for your credentials. And what do I mean by credentials? Your Full Sail address and password. So your email and password that you set up getting into the class. That's all that I will ask for. You have to, stop it, okay. The only, what's the word I'm looking for? You must go through lynda.com through Connect. if you go to an outside browser, say you release Chrome and you type in lynda.com, it's going to ask you to pay for the services. These services are part of your time here at Full Sail, and you'll have access to Lynda the whole time that you're here. Whole time. Okay? So, basically, it'll give you a drop-down box, and this is where you will get your certificates once you have completed a tutorial. And those certificates will give you options to share it in your LinkedIn profile. It will be stored on the Lynda site so you can access whenever you want. I recommend that you would take a screenshot and save them in a folder marked Lynda certificates. So you have that PDF, you have that JPEG file that you can upload to a resume or have in your portfolio. I don't know why my screen keeps switching. I apologize. This is the library. The library basically breaks it down. So if you want to look by software, you can look by software. If you have the know-how of what you're going to be subjected to down the line, you could look by topics, and this could be kind of like your degree program. You could look at things using your degree program and find tutorials there. It is an amazing tool. It's a way for you to expand your creativity. It's a way to expand the power that you will have in creating amazing presentations. Oh no, no audio. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Then it must, okay, Chris, you can hear me now. It might have been that you're on your side, it cut out for a minute. But again, I am recording this session, so you're all good. Okay, so any questions on Lynda? Cool. And I do hope that you use it. I really do. It's amazing. Okay, so the other thing that I want to show you is the library resources. And again, you have access to this the whole time that you're here. The cool thing about the library is if you haven't been there, it's an awesome space. And for those of you that are in film, the lighting is amazing. Many of my past students have filmed in the library, and it's just an amazing place for lighting and cinematic visuals. It's really cool. And it's a safe place. If you didn't know, you can rent games and you can rent movies all through the library. Audiobooks are there. It's kind of cool. It's neat. It's right in the same building complex that we are in. So we're in 3B, and the library is kind of in the corner of that L of the buildings. So I recommend you go check it out. And like I said, they're always doing something. There's workshops in there. There is, yes, James, awesome. But don't let Fallout distract you too much. That world will suck you in to its vortex, and you won't be able to leave until you finish. So be careful. Be careful. Okay, So you can totally rent things there and enjoy it. They have game nights, they have movie nights, they have guest speakers. So you know, it's a great way to meet people, definitely. Okay, so down here is it's called research databases. And if you click on the research databases, it will give you pretty much everything you need. So you have EBSCOhost. That's going to give you supplemental, credible material that you can use for to support yourself. It's research, supporting your ideas, supporting your any information. It's part of being credible. It's part of being a credible presenter and getting your audience to trust in you by backing yourself up and supporting yourself with material. The one thing that I wanted to show you today, because of the visual storytelling, is AP Images. So this is available to you right through Connect. And, okay. And it's pretty much a library of royalty-free images that you could use to enhance your products. So you can go in the search bar and pretty much search for anything. It's pretty much exactly the same if you were to use Google Images or Yahoo. You would basically put in what you're looking for, and then those images would come up. All I'm asking to support where you got the images from is to share the URL once you're in. Any questions? Sweet. I will just mention this, but I will let you know a little bit more once we get into the final presentation. But LexisNexis right here, this is an outstanding place to look up your look up companies. So if you have the mindset or you have companies in mind that you would love to work for, this is the place to look up those companies and look at their philosophy statements, look at their mission, understand what their brand is and how you could fit into their brand. So you'll find this a great resource if that is the track that you want to go on in your final presentation. Okay. It's about 12, so we're approaching the end. Does anyone have any questions or concerns before we close out for the afternoon? Cool. Okay, I will ask you one last thing before we close out. Did you guys find this helpful? Do you think that this is a good resource to have? Awesome. Cool. Cool. Okay, my friends, I thank you so much for joining me this afternoon and for interacting. It's nice not to just talk at a video screen with no one there, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Know that I'll be online for the rest of the day if you have any questions, and I will see you tomorrow, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. And thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.